Welcome to the first call of the week. But yeah, how can I help? This is more of a sort of a Go High Level Q&A call. If there's any specific questions that you might have regarding high level, I'm all eyes and ears.
I have been trying to do the high level or the Pro Tools unicorn, and every time they found someone for me, they're always like can't meet till like 8 o'clock at night. They're in another country, they're in a different time zone, so
Sure.
it doesn't work for me. So then I'm
Yeah.
having a hard time getting somebody to go through my account and make sure I have it set up correctly.
I see.
So I was just going to watch and learn what other people's problems were. I didn't expect to be the only one here.
Yeah, actually, so I've never been on Orien's call before with the GHL University.
Yeah.
So I wanted to jump in and kind of see what you were all about and what the
Yeah.
topic was and what you like to cover and, kind of see what kind each call with all the different hosts, if you will, provide a different context for what they're helping out with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. How long have you been in the sort of the HR Pro Tool space for?
I got involved with them in November.
Okay, nice. The high level guy. Ran my own agency, I worked as an onboarding agent at HR Pro Tools and Extendly.
Okay.
So I've spoken to hundreds of agency owners at this point. So I kind of have a taste of what's going well and what's not going well.
Yep.
And we sell a product. So we have a product that helps agency owners with their onboarding.
Mhm.
It's a do-it-yourself training on how to use Go High Level essentially for your customers. And then we also have a training portal specifically for agency owners on sales, marketing.
Got it.
That's the context. And this is more of a Q&A call. So if there's any specific questions, Tanya mentioned that she was struggling with a high-level setup. Well, that was the point of a virtual assistant. Do you have any specific questions, Lawrence?
Yeah, I do. It might take us down a different kind of rabbit hole. So tell me what your thoughts are on this, Orion. I have a client. It's called Rimshaw. It's the Rocky Mountain States Hill Climb Association. So
Mm.
it's snowmobiling, and they race from January through April,
Okay.
and they have about 150 racers. Currently, they log into a different website to say who they are. I'm an athlete. This is what machine I'm racing on. They no longer want to use that company anymore.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, well, let's bring you over into high level.
Cool.
So the piece that I'm missing on high level is how can we, or that I'm not familiar with is there a way where if you had 150 customers
Yeah.
where they're able to create an account and be able to log in and make updates to who their sponsors are, what they're racing, and who they are, like a bio. Well, Ryan, if you were to stand up a website where you
Hmm.
had 150 members,
Mm.
right? I would run them through the e-commerce site. Hey, buy your membership here, and then fill me in on the information about, who you are and your profile. How would you do that? And I'm having a hard time figuring out the best way to find that solution within high level.
Are you trying to bring them into like a community or like a
Not a well, I don't think community is the answer on this. At least I haven't seen how the communities would actually work in the right way. I'm doing right now is I've made a general form for them to log in, and I'm capturing everything as a custom variable, and I'm storing it against, who they are.
yeah,
But I have no way for them to come back and make changes to, their information.
that is a tricky one. Share your screen. Let's see it.
Okay, here, give me 1 second. So this is what the company or the client currently uses is a company called Race Day.
Hmm.
And so I come in, I create an account with them, right? After the account is created, I can come in here and I can register for the 2 upcoming races. So
Mm.
see, Soldier Mountain is coming up this weekend. I can register. Salt Pass Border Dash, I can register. And then I come down here, and this is where I update the About Me section.
Gotcha.
Here's my bio, address, and information, right?
Hmm.
Sleds, this is where a person would come in and they can update their serial number for the sled that they're racing. Just giving you a little context here. When I come here to Soldier Mountain, or I'll do Salt Pass Border Dash,
Yeah.
I want to go register. This guy will say he's going to race in these events. So semi-pro, improved, mod, and open, check out and move on. So like I'm really close of having everything like to the same effect of what they have.
Yeah.
The problem is this user when he comes back, he always has to tell me who he is and all of the information all over again. Be able to hit races and go right in and say, this is the race I want to sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. So sometimes there's a feature on HighLevel that sends people back to the registration page if they're an unregistered visitor.
Oh,
You have it so that as soon as they fill it out, they go to the next step of the funnel.
yep.
Maybe instead of next step, I would do URL redirects. That could help.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That's what we've done before. So if there's like it doesn't matter what sequence it is in the funnel, it can still go back and forth to different pages with the information still intact.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
So what happens when, here, I'll jump out here in the sequence. So the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I want them to be. I want them to come here every time. So like, hey, you already signed up on that first form.
Mm-hmm.
When you land here, like you see here, like high contact first name, it doesn't know. It doesn't remember who the person is. Unless they came directly from that form on the previous page and then they land here, I lose that global cookie, if you will.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that.
That's okay. That's all right. Now, here's a question for you then, if you don't, because you're in the same boat that I'm in right now. Did any of this resonate of going, oh, I should be using communities for this? Communities solves the login and the password part, but I don't think communities allows me to customize things to have these kind of questions and layout.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't allow you this specific customization, but you could
Yeah.
have it so that. So if I give you an example of what we're doing with communities, you can have it so that maybe in the community place, I need to share my screen. Community. So in the community, for us, for instance, in the courses sections, you're able to add payments, right?
Yep.
So maybe instead of the e-com site, you can send people over to a community page, right? You can add a course, and then in that course, you can then add the registration form or whatever it is to have it so that they can get access to that specific race that you have on as an option. Or courses, yeah. It's up to you if you got 150 guys, unless you don't want them in the same.
Since HighLevel supports the e-com and the web store part,
Mm,
why can't it support where a person like, so hey, you made your initial purchase, you registered for the first race, purchased for the first race.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to be able to come back in and go, hey, I want to buy more, or hey, can I update my account profile? Like any website where you buy something, it's like, hey, I got to update my address, or how can I not do that? So, okay.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure
All
about that.
right.
I would
Well, doodle about it, have beers with friends, and then when they're like, "Oh yeah, did you know you could do this?" You're gonna go, "Oh man, I met this guy." And then the next time I log on with you, you could be local arts. I figured out your problem.
yeah. But I don't
Or
not many of my friends do what I do.
yeah. Well, is there another like plugin or a third party piece that's out there that I can leverage? Like I was trying to see if there was something in the app marketplace that might help.
I would I would first contact support because that's a major issue. If that's why would they have it so that you can't log back? So I would contact support, jump on a call with them, and then formulate a ticket. I would message your Slack channel and just ask like,
Okay.
"Hey team, like trying to figure this out, not working. What do I do?"
Yeah, let's talk about this. So I've been in the tech industry for over 20 years. Used to work at Yahoo, Facebook,
Wow,
Salesforce, Oracle,
nice.
and I relocated up in Montana, started working for a couple of startups. And then on the side, I always had different companies saying, hey, I really need help with our website or our marketing and things along those lines. And I was
Yep.
doing a lot of just now the term is side hustle, but I just called it freelance work on the side.
Mm,
And one of my clients said, dude, he goes, I don't know why you work for somebody else. You should be on your own because I could really use a guy like you just that I can always, lean on. So I made the jump about a year ago to start
nice.
my own agency. And one of my clients, she really needed text messaging. And that's how I stumbled across HighLevel. And when I found HighLevel, I'll just be brutally honest, I thought it was a pyramid scheme. And because, it's just for all the stuff you see, on YouTube. So then I flew out and I went to a SaaSpreneur to see, like, is this really for real? Like, I really want to see, what's going on here. And I was bought in. I was like, this stuff is awesome. The software is legit. I
Hmm.
love how it's constantly innovating. And the idea that I can white label it and I can have it, that I can then offer it is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I have close to 20 20 clients, and each one of them I'm slowly ramping up, and how I'm getting them to use, high level. And, I've done all the easy stuff really well, but
Mm.
now it's the best practices is what I'm really kind of missing.
Yeah.
That onboarding, really making sure my client really sees the value in it. And so for me, what I'm realizing, just being a one-man show, doesn't work. And so that's when I met with Matt when I was out at Dallas, and he convinced me about pro level tools, and he was absolutely right. Again, pretend I'm one of your best friends and we're having beers. Like, what would you
Yeah.
say? It's like, hey, like I feel like I've gotten really high up on the ladder, but I feel like I
Yeah.
missed some steps down below.
Mm.
And I'm just kind of running and gunning. So, oh, and that's the other problem. I'm not in a niche, right? Every single one of my clients is in a totally different industry. I've
Mm.
got I've got a hospital, I've got assisted livings, I got a concrete company, security company, I got education, like it's all over the place. But that's because they just come to me for their support. I'm not selling a SaaS software just clone just for them.
Yeah.
So
And pricing model, is it low ticket? Is it high ticket?
I would call it fairly high ticket. I charge my clients anywhere from
Mm.
500 is the lowest to $3,000 is the highest per month, just
Nice.
depending on how much work I'm doing for them. Yep.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful, but also I can imagine chaotic.
It's very chaotic, and well, just because I said I'm not in a niche, you know, so each one is definitely individualized. So there is a niche I want to get into, and I'm
Yeah.
working on that right now. But until then, yeah, I've got 20 different niches.
That's fine as long as you have the systems to handle it. I've seen seven-figure SaaS agencies. I've seen, those guys do extremely well with multiple different pricing models
Yeah.
for multiple different niches. I've seen guys who just help out with a specific area, so reputation management,
Mhm.
hundreds of niches who need more
Yep.
review. But I don't see many high ticket done for you agencies that don't really specialize in a specific niche.
Yeah.
Low ticket SaaS because you don't have to do custom work and you don't have to fulfill much because you can just give them the software and a chat support like HRPT to handle it. But then the custom work specific, like, if you're helping the ski guy out, this problem, for me at least, would linger in my head for days until.
Well, so what has me attracted to this project is what I'd like to do. Maybe you have guidance on this too. If I take over the payment and the processing for them, if I'm running it now and on my SaaS, when they do their transactions, it's a lot. Any high level event I'm going to be at because
Let's
the
go.
networking is incredible. Yeah, agreed.
There's some exceptional people there.
Yeah,
Exceptional. So, but yeah,
yeah,
just like it gets kind of cliquey.
yeah, it
So,
does.
but hey, that's that. So yeah, Lawrence, I'll send that email over to you with information on the credit card billing to see if you can rebill those customers. And if I had any more overall advice, I'd just say like price your services ridiculously expensive for you to do custom done for you work.
Yeah.
Anything other than that, you should give it to like as a low ticket SaaS and then have either the team at HRPT onboard them because on
Uh-huh.
the next tier that you're at, they
Yep.
get 4 onboarding calls per month and they get unlimited chat support services.
Okay.
You already got 20. I'm assuming you're going to want to get to the 100 mark so you can get your award on in October.
I know. It's, it's funny. I've always said to myself, I was like, God, if I could just get to 30 or 50, that's all I want. And then I see the awards. I'm like, oh man, that would be really nice to get the award. So
Mm.
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Maybe even consider a client success manager to oversee all of the client communication
Uh-huh.
as onboarding. You can either outsource it to a team like HRPT or you can give it to a virtual assistant. We had a Colombian lady do it for us, but bear in mind, HRPT's got like 200 staff. So they
Yeah.
do next day, same day onboardings as well as
Yeah.
respond to your clients within the minute. HRPT doesn't give individual ones.
Hmm. Okay.
I believe they will source one out for you, but if you're on the annual plans, that's an additional bonus that they provide. There's other hiring companies that I used to use as well for my agency that I can refer to you if you like.
Okay. That'd be great. We're
getting dialed into the agency, like I'm still trying to solve the education piece, which is a big, and for some reason, like I see the Pro Tools system with Modal
Mm.
and the help library and the tech support. I haven't interfaced with it yet. I'm about to launch, so I just want to make sure that everything's kind of savvy that way. And then building out the part of the business that caters to kind of DIYers. And so like I know that you have your library that you offer. I guess like maybe like coming up with some sort of custom content for them. You know, part of it is they're not gonna want HighLevel for the suite of what HighLevel has to offer. A big concern is getting people overwhelmed with how complex the system. I think that's like a general challenge that we face. So I have to figure out best pathway. Like, is Modal the best, or do I like have a custom YouTube channel? How to leverage the tech support as well? Like,
Yeah.
how involved can they really get with like scripting and such?
We've just launched the ability to create custom videos. Now we have the ability to basically give you a set amount of minutes per month where you can choose to create custom content over at the GHL University. That's for our sort of higher tier where we turn you into an AI. We can do that. For your position, you've got the HR Pro Tool team as leverage, right? So you can have same day, next day onboardings, which are great to get them set up. Chat support's more proactive if there are issues, but there are only issues if they are actually using the CRM and the software. So if I were you in your sales process and in your marketing, I would go out and solve a specific problem, for a specific niche. Get more reviews, auto dealers. That way, the onboarding is a little bit more streamlined. You can get something resolved specifically for them. It's what I see these guys with huge. Have you heard of a guy called Andy O'Date? So he's got over, I think, 500 SaaS sub accounts. And during his webinars, he's known for his webinars. He demonstrates.
So question that I think just because you're in the system, you can help answer this, but I don't know anyone else, or I haven't asked this question properly yet. So the main offering, the main what I'm doing is I'm creating a product for vacation rentals. So it's like it's unique, special software that I had to build for that.
Anything else? Anything else specifically you'd like from us?
Well, I know it's like off topic, but if you can help me understand the tech support a little bit better. So obviously they're going to know who the sub account is and their relevance. I don't know the process for creating that or submitting it. I know it's probably linked to your web tutorials. I don't even know if your video library, if that's something I need to apply separately, like how to actually connect that to the account. And
It's added in.
yeah, they're listed in a way that's like relevant.
Yeah, like I said, we have so part of the HR Pro Tool plan is you get access to the lower tier of the GHL University. That's generic. We've got 300 people using it. If you wanted to customize that backend, we would create a whole separate account specifically named towards your business, and then you'd get backend access so that you can arrange it accordingly to how you want to present it.
Should we do that now? Because I'm just in the process of working with the custom build team to establish the agency, and we're going to be testing our onboarding processes. So is that something that they get on the onboarding process? If it's like a DIY client, they get directed to your video library. Do we need to establish those pathways?
No, with DIY, I would still go through a one-on-one onboarding call.
Yeah, they will. But in terms of like someone, and I guess I don't even know this on because I haven't seen your library yet. I just know that it exists, and I think from my understanding, it's designed as like a tech support. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously for a DIY client, we'll be somehow, onboarding doesn't actually do custom build work for the clients. So I have a company that I can outsource, but if they want to do it themselves, is that part of your video library? Like, how do we connect the agency to that portal?
If you want custom stuff done, we're a third-party company of HR Pro Tools, so we're a separate company. So we're getting access to this, right? So these are the videos. This is the step-by-steps. And we give people access to this training video. They can add it as a custom menu link on their HighLevel account. And so it's got all these videos, these trainings, stuff that took me ages to make, you get access to. My recommendation, done for you or do it yourself, you send them straight to this course after they've finished their onboarding call so that they can get set up with it, or if they can answer any specific questions they can go through here.
So I have to ask onboarding because I'm meeting with Rob here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, ask the onboarding team to get that for you. This is what's an additional add-on. Yeah,
And
we can give you the files, but then you'd have to host it on a separate platform. And then you can give maybe access to the GHL University course on high
Mhm.
level and go from there. Yeah.
Mhm.
If I were you, I would just ask them, just say, hey, like I'm very interested in adding the GHL University training on after the onboarding call. They get access to the GHL University. Firm reminder that they have to watch the training videos to get themselves set up. That's all. I would just message your Slack channel.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Ryan.
Cool, Thomas. Thank you for your time, and nice to have you back
Yep.
from partying in Mexico.